Hi guys, have you subscribed to this Donna Dewberry channel? Well, I'm thrilled to come on and share with you lots of lessons, but to do that, I need you to subscribe and go to notifications and ring the bell so that you're notified when I'm coming on. I have lots of special free streaming lessons that are great for you to come on live with me. So please go do that and stay tuned for the lesson. Good morning, guys. I am wanting to paint a canvas today. So if you have 11 by 14, smaller or larger, that you would like to paint with me, we're going to have fun starting out creating some vivid colors and a bright, pretty flower. So something that you can enjoy within a few minutes and something that you can learn a few skills with. So does that sound good? So let's get started this morning. Let me go to my overhead camera. And then we are going to work with, right there, we're going to work with a painter's sponge. This is my one-stroke painter sponges. You get 2 in a pack. All right. And I'm going to dampen with my fingers. All right. And let's get some bright colors. We have some multi-surface paint. Okay, we're going to have some cobalt color, and I want some neon blue. Neon blue is going to give us a fun look. I know it doesn't look like much there, but just wait. Now, I want bright, bright colors, and the neon is going to make it glow. And I'm going to do a tone on tone background. I hope this starts out your week with a nice week if you're watching me in the middle of the week here, Wednesday. It feels like the beginning of the week to me. All right, so we're going to do all of our edges. See how easy we can learn in. All right, we're going to go right here on the end. But we need I'm going to hammer this down a little bit so we get some. We're going to need to put some darker blue. Rub this in so we have a different background, not just solid one color background. We're going to use some neon. This is like a gel, this neon. So I'm going to put it on my sponge. All right, so that you'll get some different colors, and this gel helps it move if you feel like it's dry, which mine was dry. All right, so this will give us a vivid color. I hope you've enjoyed one-stroke painting. I hope you know that I have an Advantage program, which is a membership program you can come join. Check that out. And if you're liking learning a little bit each week, don't forget to go do practice strokes with me, because that helps you get your strokes way better. The strokes that I'm teaching, I don't have enough time here to show you all those, but a perfect place for you to go see that is on my practice strokes. Okay, I'm folding this in half. I'm going to put it down in my basin so that it doesn't dry out, because if it dries, if the paint dries on, that's fine. It's going to make it not work well for you. Okay. So now I'm going to get some wicker white, and I will still probably need a little bit of neon in here, and maybe even a little bit of aqua. All right. This is aquamarine. All right. Sometimes I can't tell if it's metallic. Oops, that is metallic. Well, let's. We'll just use a little bit of that, okay? I'm going to use my 3/4 inch flat brush. Okay, so I'm going to work this in because I don't want pure white. Okay, I'm going to work this in 3/4 inch into the aquamarine. I am going to put a little bit of floating in. That's the gel. Okay, and I'm going to take and just let's work with some of this. See if we get some of that movement in there. I don't think that shows enough. So let's pick up a little bit more. Let's pick up a little bit more white, okay? Okay, I found that I need a little bit more white than I thought. So I can see the background. So in the background, I want to have some stems because we've got some flowers that are up close and some that are way in the back. All right, so let's come up and higher. There we go. Okay, so, all right, I want to work this in a little bit more. So this is the neon, but just work it in and have a lighter kind of see-through stroke. Okay. All right. Okay, so I am coming in front a little bit. I can go over this white a little bit later. I'm concentrating. I'm sorry. I'm all focused on what I'm doing. And sometimes you could just use a stencil on here. But this is all chisel edge strokes with this large brush for the background. And this only being 11 by 14, it makes it easy. So now if you can see, I'm coming in here right on that dirty brush and picking up. This is a metallic ultramarine, metallic FolkArt ultramarine. And see, these are giving me just a teeny bit of an aqua fill. But having metallic makes it not overpower. Just remember metallics and neons are like a gel, which they're very transparent. All right. So I can come here and overlap some of this metallic. And what I'm wanting this to look like is that this is way back in the distance. And so my flowers are going to pop and be really strong in front. So I work it into my brush each time. So as I'm coming across, and I want you to see, I come across and I also pull a stem through that gel effect. Let's go right on top of that white. So let me get some neon and put that neon on top of some of that white because I don't want it to be so strong. Okay, that's kind of fun. I want to do something different this morning. All right, so that's a nice calm background. Okay. Now let's come in here and put some citrus. This is actually a happy green. All right. a happy green with a little bit of thicket. Okay. And I really want mostly happy green. All right. So I'll clean this brush and I'm going to get some medium because I want it to be really transparent. I want it worked into this 3/4 inch brush, and I just want ever so lightly a little teeny bit of sap green. Okay. All right, so I'm going to keep coming over here and picking up these greens and some little floating medium. I just dip into the floating medium. Okay, so I'm going to come across here. Okay. All right, so if you're taking a close picture, this is way in the back, guys, way in the back. All right, when I'm done, I can come here and do these edges. So no matter where this hangs, this looks like the painting continues, okay? So I'm also going to put a stem right in here. Let's get some more of the happy green. I'm going to put my finger down now over some of this so that I can pull down good with it. All right. Now, let's come up here. I'm going to get a little bit more medium, work that into the edge of the citrus. Not happy green, I mean, you can use citrus. There. And then I'm going to do a long stem. Okay, so did you see I'm pulling this out? And I'm pulling the stem. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, so I'm gonna, this is where I'm headed. I'm going to go really close here. Get a jagged edge. All right, so I want to come down. I have that little bit of that sap green in the middle. And then when I come right here, I can clean that up and give you a really nice look. You can come in here and smooth that out just a little bit. All right, I think I need to come down here with a little bit of the sap. And that's going to give you some depth. You see that? Isn't that kind of fun? So what we want to do is have just some of this bright green, real vivid bright green. Some of this bright green showing. All right. All right, so if that isn't quite bright enough, you can put some white, but when you start putting some white, it turns it to not actually bright, but it turns it to more muted. Okay, so I'm having fun just creating this freehand with you, showing you we can have fun just starting to paint. Not sure exactly what my look's going to be, but I have an idea this morning what it might be. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to pick some magenta up. Okay, so let's pick up, it's a 16. All right. So I'm going to use magenta, some, this is Pueblo. You could use burnt sienna if you don't have Pueblo. And we're going to get daffodil yellow. I'm making noises for you. Everybody else. Okay, we're going to daffodil yellow. And I am going to put some reds in a little bit later, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pounce a little bit of yellow, daffodil yellow, Pueblo on a dry 1/4-inch scrubby or 1/2-inch scrubby, or my 1/2-inch scrubby. Right, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to put the light color at the top. I can come back a little bit later and highlight that. All right, let's come a little bit closer. Okay, so look, I can have brighter yellows at the top. But I'm going to come back, and that's got a glare on. I'm going to come back and stroke it a little bit later. All right, so let's come in here. I'm going to dampen this brush, lay it on the paper towel. Come right here and get this white about 1/3 and magenta 2/3. Okay, so I'm going to come from out here so I see where, that's a lot of white. I want to see where I want this petal to be out here. And then I can come over here. I still want a little bit more magenta. So look what I did. I flipped the brush so that the white's going first. And when the white's going first, then the dark is predominant. Oh, look at this. When I flip the brush and pull it, it looks mostly white. So you can have some of both of those colors. I want you to see that this is way brighter than the camera is showing it. So I'm going to come along here. Let's get a little bit of, let's see, let's get a little bit of berry wine. Okay, and I need some depth. All right. I don't really want that white there when I'm trying to get the depth. So I'm going to come here with berry wine. And I'm going to come along here just to get that depth. And I'm also going to put some sap green and berry wine to darken this base. See, I'm just tapping at the bottom here to get depth. Okay, now let's go back to our strokes here. So I'm pushing down on the chisel and standing up, pushing, standing. Let's go into that dark. So now what I realized from that is that I should have put that berry wine on there first up against the center so that when I pull these up, see, it looks like that depth is behind it. Okay, now, like I said, this looks very pink to me. All right, so now this is going to be fun, I promise you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put berry wine. I'm going to make, let's see if I got a piece of chalk here. Okay, look what happens here. I'm going to make this a really big center. really big center because this one's going to be up close. I think it's because I've got too much light on it. There we go. All right, and instead of pouncing that, the center, I'm going to come right in here and pick up this berry wine and darken right in here. Now, guess what? I learned that I needed to do that from doing this one. So that's, you can just go for it and go, okay, what did I need? Same thing with the background. I thought that one coat would be enough, and I realized I need more. Okay, so I'm still got my 16 brush. I could use my 3/4. Let's see what happens when you use a 3/4. Okay, so I can get some berry wine and magenta and 1/3 white again. Okay. Now I'm going to come off the canvas. So I'm going to kind of start over here and see. There, see how I come back to see how big I want it? There. And then I can come over here. Touch. Touch. See how that comes in? I keep going to get more paint. All right. Now I'm going to flip the brush a little bit, work it in. Here we're going some hanging down. Look at this. I'm going to make a few little streaks in here. I want this one to be a little bit more detailed. It's up closer to us. All right, then the rest of these are going to kind of come off. I hope you're enjoying this. I think this is kind of fun. I'm going to come all the way up into here. It's supposed to be up there more. Push hard, 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 and come off. Can you see that? So I could turn this around some and add some white streaks in there. Okay, so we can come in here and then bring it out. See how I'm putting full pressure? And then I can do some chisel on the side. See, I'm coming in here. Look at that. All right, a little bit more white. Now we're going to let that dry for a minute as we work on the centers. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I want to let this dry, and then what I can do is come deep in the blues and in between here. But let's work on the brushes up there, and let's work on getting this tall. Button on the center, and I like it that I'm pouncing in the berry wine. Okay, so let's get some berry wine. You can use some oranges in this. This is Pueblo though, which burnt sienna. We don't have burnt sienna and multi-surface, but you do have it in FolkArt acrylic. I hope you're having a good morning with me. This is my scruffy brush. We leave this dry, not with water. You don't dampen it before you start. To learn everything you can do with this brush, go to Practice Strokes. It's on Fridays about noon, and check those out. Okay, so let's come in with a little bit of yellow. Okay, and sometimes I will mix the yellow and white together. And get a little bit brighter, so I can put a little bit of brighter of the white and yellow at the top of this one. See, it kind of makes it come alive. Okay, now what I'm going to do along here though is we're going to come with the 12 flat, but this is a filbert, so I'm going to put this one back and get the 12. Okay, and I'm going to have a little bit of red. Okay, this is apple red. So if I come here and I side stroke some red, all right, and I need a lot more, I think. So I'm doing more than side stroking. Look, I'm picking up because this is very wet, and this will, if you put plenty of paint, it will help move that wet paint that I scruffied on. Haven't fun yet? If you're in my class, I walk around often and say, "Are you having fun? What have you learned? Have you learned anything new?" That's what I'd like to ask you. We're supposed to work our minds, be creative. And to me, how much more creative can you be than to paint something beautiful that makes you smile and you could give as a gift and would make other people smile. So if you shrink this down with smaller brushes and make greeting cards on a blue background, think how pretty and simple and kind of quick this project would be. That kind of nice. There you go. So this one's kind of far back, so I can dab a little bit of red here, but I would kind of let this one just be not really detailed, but just have the same colors and all in there. All right, so I'll pause for a minute and do the blow dryer. Okay, so now that I've dried that, it still looks pretty shiny because it is multi-surface paint and it's got a sealer in it. So all I want to do now is this last little trim and show you that we can use floating medium and cobalt blue, and you can come in between some of these areas. Watch this. You can come in here and deepen it a little darker around the edges, even more than that, but watch this. I didn't get that totally dry, but I just want to show you really quick that we can bring some of this blue down to get a really rich look there. Isn't that kind of a fun look? And I can come along here a little bit. And since that's already dried from earlier, you can see it just gives it a little bit of richness. All right, and you could bring some up here, but I know that's not totally dry. Okay. Now, if I feel like I've got too much, I take a little bit of water when it's dry and move that a little bit more. Or floating medium. See, that's just a little bit of water. Okay. So you can deepen this right in here. Even with some darker blues. Just making it richer. Okay, and last thing I want to do is show you that we can come right in here and add little bits of white. See, it just brightens it up. This is with that 12. So see, I can come in here and show you how to curl those daisy petals up a little bit. So I'm excited for you to go on our Facebook group, Donna Dewberry's official one-stroke group, and post your pictures. Come join us and see how everybody will build your confidence and give you hints to help you with your questions. So there we go. I also remind you when everything's coming up on there. There we go. And you sign it with pride and you're done. I can't wait for y'all to see the picture because it's got a lot more brightness in it. There you go. Thank you and have a wonderful rest of your day and week. And be sure to catch me on Friday. Thank you. Bye-bye.